Welcome in here, race fans, to the USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. It is your Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series here tonight, presented by the Upstate Racing League for the Go Bowling 50. It is round number 2 here for these Pro Late Model drivers, and well, I can tell you, race fans, they just got done running a street stock race here at Lakeland for the USA International Speedway. And wow, 30 laps, what a race they put on. So you are in for a treat here tonight as they're going to do the battle for the 50-lap main event. But we got some other things we have to talk about before we even get there. Take a look here at our points championship. This is your Track Racers Redefined Gaming Championship standings after the Bartel Builders Night at the Volusia Speedway. Brian Hacker not only won the street stock race last week, he just won the street stock race again, so the man is on a mission. He's got 3 wins under his belt on dirt so far this season. Robbie Schaefer is sitting just 2 points back. Then it's Justin McDuff, Scott Austin, Al Smith Jr., and then the first Tri-State Power Washers Rookie of the Year candidate. It's Josiah Millen out of Topton, Pennsylvania. He's sitting there 6th, 10 points out of the championship hunt. Right behind him, it's the driver of the 98, another one of those Tri-State Power Washer Rookie of the Year candidate. It is Chris Stump. There's 2 points between those Rookie of the Year candidates. The Rookie of the Year championship this year will come down to just 2 drivers, or not 2 drivers, but it will come down to just, when they run the points format, it'll be straight heads-up racing for that Rookie of the Year championship. Right now, Millen has it over Stump by 2 points. 8th this week in your point standings is Brett Bartels in the number 2. He is 14 points out of the championship hunt. Sitting in the 9th position is the driver of the 81. That is Jimmy McIntyre Jr. He is just 18 points out, and rounding out the top 10 here, who just had a really strong showing in the first half of the street stock race. That is Casey Beadle in the number 45. He is 20 points out currently. That is how your Track Racers Redefined Gaming Championship standings really shake out here, and I'm just going to keep an eye out on that number 11 here tonight, race fans, of Brian Hacker, because he did just win the Street Stockers race here at USA before we came here live onto the air for the Pro Late Model Series. Your street stock race was Brian Hacker, Brett Bartels, and Robbie Schaefer 1, 2, and 3. See if they can do it here once again. Schaefer finished on the podium last week. Hacker finished first, and Bartels had a good, strong top 5 finish. Well, like we said, this is the GoBowling.com 50-lap main event here tonight from the USA International Speedway. We got to thank Go Bowling. Go Bowling, they are here to inspire and connect people to the fun aspect of bowling. Head on over to GoBowling.com. Give them a like. Give them a look. Everybody likes to go bowling after this pandemic is over with. That's going on all around the world. Everybody is definitely going to be going bowling. We also got to thank the Tri-State Power Washers. No job is too big for the Tri-State Power Washers, residential or commercial cleaning. Head up the Tri-State Soft Washers. Not only a sponsor here with the Upstate Racing League, they are your official Rookie of the Year. Butt kicker. Feel what you've been missing, and I'm sure a lot of these drivers would love a little bit of a butt kicker on their sim rigs here tonight, as it's going to get pretty bumpy out there. We got to thank Austin Designs for everything he does behind the scenes. Looking for a sim paint job or just the logo design, head on over to Austin Designs. SUNY's Country Market is the place that all these upstate racers go to before they head out to the racetrack here on a Thursday night. We got to thank all those sponsors here tonight. Just about 13 minutes left as Brian Hacker is at the top of the speed charts. Could he go back to back to back? Well, we will find out here in just a little bit as the practice is winding down. He's at the top of the boards. Nicholas Weatherby is running second. Robbie Schaefer and Josiah Millen, Brandon Massey round out your top 5 here in the practice session. So once again, we got to welcome everybody in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network here for the Go Bowling 50. Qualifying is up next right here. Actually, right into heat racing. No single car qualifying to set the field. It's going to be straight into heat race number 1 here tonight. Starting on the front row here in heat race number 1, it'll be the driver of the 96. It'll be Al Smith Jr. To the second spot, it'll be the driver of the 54 of Brandon Massey, one of the Rookie of the Year Tri-State Power Washers. Starting on row number 2, starting in the third position, it'll be the driver of the 64 of Andrew Plank, another one of the Tri-State Power Washers, Rookie of the Year candidates. Making his first start here in week number 2, it'll be the 83 of Devin Johnson. Brian Hacker, your Street Stocks winner, and last week's winner, starting there in P number 5. Brian Jones will roll the 9 off in the 6th spot, and then this man right here, it'll be another one of the rookies making his first start here. It'll be the driver of the 289 of Jeremy Weatherby out of the Welsh Motorsports Brodell Energy Rhino Graphics machine. He is making his first start. And then it's Casey Beadle in the 45 Monster Energy DC shoe machine making his second start of the season. That is your 8-car field here for heat race number 1. So this is one of 3 heat races, I believe, that we're going to have, as Al Smith has the GoBowling.com 96 slated to start here on the front row. The old shed of Brandon Massey will start to his outside. 2 laps here to get ready to let him loose here. We got to thank everybody for tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network from all around the world. With the pandemic going on, we hope we're going to bring you some exciting racing action here from the USA International Speedway. Al Smith will lead us to green here in just a moment. Brian Hacker will actually move up 1 position on that inside row there. He'll start the Speed 51 Western Super Series number 11. The second car to the inside row. Next time by, we will set him loose on the front straightaway. Well, what do you say, race fans? Here they come out of turn number 4. The iRacing Pace Truck will be looking to go down to the inside here. We will go racing for the first time here tonight. 12 laps the distance, and the green flag is officially waving. Al Smith got a pretty good start there. Brandon Massey looked like he took the old shed up there and hit the outside wall. See if he's going to be able to rebound, because out of turn number 2 already, Brian Hacker storming down the backstretch here. He's going to look to the inside to see if he can take away that second position as they work out of turn 4 for the first time here into the green flag conditions. Al Smith Jr. will lead the first lap here in tonight's Go Bowling heat race. Hacker, though, is right there. He's not going to let Smith get away from him here in the early goings. As they go side by side out of turn number 2, down the backstretch into turn 3 they come. Hacker going to roll the bottom. Smith going to go to the top side. Who will have the momentum? Smith going to hang it out. He's got a great run coming out of turn number 4. He'll lead another one here at the USA International Speedway. Hacker, though, I don't think he's just going to roll over and let Smith run away with it. He rides the bottom. Smith going to roll the top here again, and Smith's going to have that momentum. Same song and dance once again out of turn number 4. Hacker got a little better of a run out of 4, but it doesn't look like it's going to be good enough. There's another battle just back here. It's Casey Beadle. He has gone to the outside in his 45 Monster Machine, trying to get around Brandon Massey. As Massey's going to lose another position, he'll move to the 4th spot, started second tonight. Now Hacker officially slides up in front of Al Smith in turn number 3. Out of 4, the drag race is, and it's going to be Brian Hacker taking over the lead here with 8 laps to go in heat race number 1 tonight. Smith's going to go back to the top side. Can he come around the 11 of Brian Hacker? He is not. That inside lane right now is working for the 11 of Hacker as they work back into turn number 3. Smith will throw her to the outside lane, trying to ride the cushion here tonight at the USA International Speedway. He gets a good run, but that 11 just able to roll the bottom just a little bit better. Jeremy Weatherby right now in the 289. Running back here in the 5th position in his Brodell Energy Rhino Graphics Welsh Motorsports entry tonight. Right now he runs in the 5th position. Brian Jones right now has got that number 9 machine running back here in 6th, but at the front it's all Brian Hacker. 6 laps to go here in heat race number 1, and Hacker has now started to open up the gap just a little bit. just a little bit off Al Smith there. You see Al's calling about a half a second back, 5-6 car lengths that time when they enter turn number 3. The battle's really starting to heat up back here, though, for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Weatherby started to run back down Brandon Massey, and they got 3 rookies right there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the track. Right now, Massey has that 65 old shed right behind the 45 of Beatty. 5 laps to go here in Heat Race 1. So far, it's been completely clean sailing for all these drivers. Nobody has stepped out of line just yet. They've been able to really hold strong here. 7 drivers did take to the grid here. Andrew Plank, the only driver, the only rookie to not grid here in Heat Race number 1, so he will see where he is going to tag the field a little bit later on. Hacker will come by to be 3 laps to go, and now Casey Beatty has actually started to run back down Al Smith. He's just a little bit off right now as we ride on board here with Casey Beatty. Look at him wheel the car down here into turn 3. He is trying to get everything he can before this one runs out. This time by at the flag stand, the popsicle sticks were in the air. Just 2 more laps around this 0.6 of a mile track. Al Smith's Go Bowling machine was strong here in the first couple of laps. He led the first 3 laps of this Heat Race number 1, and then he has fallen back to second, and now Beatty has started to run him down. This time by, Hacker will get the one to go tonight, presented by Go Bowling. Right now, it seems like Brian Hacker is dominating this one. He'll come by this time by. It'll be 8 laps that he has led so far, 9 laps when he hits the line, and he will win Heat Race number 1 tonight. Maybe Brian Hacker, Al Smith Jr., Casey Beatty, Brandon Massey, Jeremy Weatherby, Brian Jones, and Devin Johnson. Your 7 drivers here in Heat Race number 1. So that's a good start to the night, race fans, for Heat Race number 1. Heat Race number 2 coming up here in just a second. It'll be another 8 drivers calling to the grid here. And this is how your starting lineup will look here tonight. It's your upstate starting lineup. Starting on the front row, it'll be 2 rookies. It'll be the driver of A.J. Childs. It'll be Chris Stump right there, another one of the Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year candidates. Starting in row number 2, it'll be Richard Frinch in the 962. Stephen Murray will start alongside him. Row number 3 here tonight. It'll be Robbie Schaefer out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania, doing battles with Brett Bartels in the number 2 Bartel Builders Machine. Row 4 here tonight, it'll be the number 40 of Josiah Millen, hailing out of the Topton, Pennsylvania, the East Penn Manufacturing Machine. And Paul LaCourte will start the 41 in the final starting spot here tonight. That is position number 8. That is your upstate racing starting lineup for Heat Race number 2. Coming your way here in just a second. 8 drivers entered into this one, and all 8 drivers did make the call to the starting lineup. So next time by, we will drop the green flag here and see who will do the battle into turn number 1, who will be left standing. A lot of rookies in this heat race here. Total of 5 out of the 8 drivers here in that Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year battle. Right there, you're looking at the driver of the 40 out of Topton, Pennsylvania. It's the Jordan Henn entry, the deck of batteries, East Penn Manufacturing. He is right now leading your Rookie of the Year championship. But he was chasing him in the second position is the Leonard Skinner 98 of Chris Stump. So it'll be A.J. Childs and Chris Stump that will lead us into turn number 1 here tonight. When we take the green flag as the iRacing pace truck is down and away, put another 12 laps on the board here. Heat race number 2 is underway for your Go Bowling 50. A pretty good start by everybody. It looks like, oh, Stump's going to go up the track. He's going to make a little bit of a mistake, but it looks like A.J. Childs is going to cross it up there. 3 wide. A.J. Childs. Stump going to make contact. The 91 of Steve Murray will make contact also. And the yellow flag will fly early here in heat race number 2. A bunch of them going to wad it up here coming out of turn number 2. We will have to take a look back here in just a second. As we know, A.J. Childs, Steve Murray, Chris Stump, all definitely involved in this one. Let's throw it back here on the Turn 3 Racing replay and see exactly what happened. Let's go from the box here and watch what happened out of Turn 2. You see Stump blow Turn 1. It looked like he wanted to run the middle lane. A.J. Childs crossed himself up, and then Finchy, they all make contact coming out of 2. The 91 also involved there of Steve Murray. Paul Lacourt also involved in that one. Let's throw it back here. Maybe we can ride on board with the driver of the 98 of Stump. A lot of contact here on lap number 1. So we did not complete a lap here tonight. Have to see how they're going to line these boys back up. Right now, it looks like Finchy is being shown as the leader in his Snoochie Market machine. Sunni's Market out front. Robbie Schaefer out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania. He is sitting there in that second position. Brett Bartels is third. Josiah Millen is sitting there in the fourth position. Then it's Paul Lacourt, Chris Stump, A.J. Childs, and Stephen Murray. Right now, it looks like Childs and Murray are down pit road with both their machines. They will go a lap down here. So right now, 6 drivers still out there on track. Caution laps here tonight at the USA International Speedway not gonna count. And while we have the opportunity here, let's talk about our Tri-State Power Washing Rookie of the Year. Tri-State Soft Wash brings an industrial experience to each and every project, whether you're looking for looking to finish a major project or just starting to plan. They will be able to get to the job site and get it done right. They have the solution to put any kind of dirty mess to the side. Looks like we're going to line them up here. We should be getting the green flag here as the iRacing Pace Truck is down on the way, and we are officially back to green flag racing here. Brett Bartel is going to take the number 2 Bartel Builders machine down to the inside. He's going to roll the bottom. He's going to try and get around Robbie Schaefer. He saw how the 11 of Hacker in heat race number 1 was able to use that bottom lane. Now Schaefer's going to notice that Bartels went down there. He will go down there, and they're going to look to go to the inside here of Finchy. Out of turn number 4. It'll be a drag race to see who leads this lap. Leading the first lap will be Finchy in that Sunni's Market machine to the outside. It's a 3-car battle at the front, and oh, it's going to get close quarters out of turn number 2. How they were all able to hang on to that is besides me. I would have been sideways in the fence. Now Robbie Schaefer down to the inside. He's got the full moon. Going to lead this lap, but back a little bit behind them. Brett Bartels and Finchy going to make a little contact, and now Finchy's going to go to the top side with Schaefer. Bartels will ride the bottom. Oh, Finchy going to get sideways, and around goes the 926. Got a little help there from Brett Bartels, but there was nowhere that Bartel was going to go. As that Bicknell 926 chassis machine going to go around to bring out the second caution here. We've officially completed 3 laps in heat race number 2. Let's see if we have a little bit better camera angle. We can see what happened. Here at a Finch, out of turn number 2, you see him get all crossed up, and he was just pointing the wrong direction. He was already going to make the contact with the wall. Brett Bartels just kind of was sitting there with nowhere to go. And that's what's going to turn Finchy there into the outside wall. So a second caution here in heat race number 2 brings us to a little bit of a slowdown for the time being. We do got to thank everybody for tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight to watch the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series presented by the Upstate Racing League. Tonight's race is sponsored and brought to you by, though, thegobowling.com. It's the Go Bowling 50 right here from the USA International Speedway. The lights on the iRacing Pace Truck are back on. Have at least another lap, and it looks like it will be single file restarts here in heat race number 2. Have to get a for sure rundown on that, but right now Robbie Schaefer is actually out front. It's Brett Bartel's there in second. Josiah Millen is third. Paul LaCourte is sitting there in fourth. Chris Stump is fifth. Stephen Murray is sixth. Then it's Vinci and AJ Childs right now still sitting down on pit road, as actually they will double them up here as they did complete one lap of green flag action before the yellow flag came out. So the Full Moon Garage Monsters of Dirt machine of Robbie Schaefer will lead us back to the green flag here. Who do you think Schaefer can pull this heat race win off? Because him and Brett Bartels and even the 40 of Millen right now are going to start to throw haymakers at each other because everybody's going to be doubled back up here. It's going to be 8 laps to go here once the iRacing Pace Truck does pull down onto pit road. Pace Truck's down and away, and Robbie Schaefer going to go back and hammer down on the throttle. Looking back off Robbie Schaefer's car, you see the 40 of Millen down there. Down to the inside, though, of Schaefer will be Brett Bartels, and it'll be the drag race into 3. Who's going to get that car in there first? Bartels down to the bottom. Bottom feeding around the USA International Speedway, but it will be once again Schaefer back to the point here. Millen giving chase back there, just not close enough. He goes to the high side of the Jordan Henn Racing Deca Batteries number 40 entry here tonight. So 2 of the PA Posse boys right now in the top 3 as it's Schaefer first and Millen is third. Right now, everybody has started to find themselves a little bit of a groove here as it'll be 6 laps to go here in heat race number 2. Schaefer still leading the way. He has led 3 laps. Finch has led 1. Bartel's just hanging there. He's trying everything he can, throwing the car to the inside, throwing the car to the outside. This time he'll run through the middle groove and then slide up to the top, bounce it off the cushion just a little bit. See if he can get the run out of turn number 4 and start to reel back in Robbie Schaefer. That time by at the flag stand. The flag meant 5 fingers over the railing. It'll be 5 more times around the USA International Speedway here for heat race number 2, and Bartel's going to throw it in way hard. He's going to go try and hook the bottom here this time. Can he find a little bit of grip down there? Brett Bartel's not going to find the grip. Josiah Millen, who's running the high side, he has actually started to pull back in. That Bartel Builders number 2. Millen's going to go run the top shelf again, and Bartel's going to slap the wall out of turn number 2. Millen's going to get a huge run down the backstretch. Bartel's going to go to the top side. Millen's going to run the middle this time. Can Millen find a little bit of magic in the middle groove? Bartel's going to get the good run, though, out of turn number 4. He will actually pull away from Millen. He's going to double that distance he had, and he's actually going to start to pull back in Robbie Schaefer. But next time by, it'll be the popsicle sticks in the air here tonight in heat race number 2. Right now, it is all Robbie Schaefer, Brett Bartels, Josiah Millen, Richard Finch, Paul LaCourte, Chris Stump back there just rolling around out there. He is running currently in the 6th position. He's got Stephen Murray all over him. That's the battle, though, for the 6th and 7th position right now as Stump is rolling the high side of the Leonard Skinner tribute car. Well, looks like Stump will start to pull away a little bit from the Murray machine. And this time, by out of turn number 4, Robbie Schaefer's going to get the Go Bowling 1 to go. As he gets that 1 to go, Brett Bartels went up there. He started to run that high side, and he has reeled back in Robbie Schaefer, so it's going to be interesting here. Will Bartels go to the bottom, or will Schaefer in turn number 3? They both go to the top side. It's going to be Schaefer trying to see if he can get a good run off the corner. He is going to get to the back bumper, but he will not be able to get Robbie Schaefer. So it'll be Schaefer, Bartels, Millen, Frenchie, LaCourte, Stump, Murray, and AJ Childs. Your finishing order here of heat race number 2. So as heat race number 2 is in the books here, it'll be heat race number 3. 7 drivers to make the call here in heat race number 3 tonight. And they're going to line it up just like this. Starting on your Upstate Racing front row, it'll be the driver of the 7 of Scott Austin. To his outside, it'll be the 24 of Nicholas Weatherby in the Enchanted Forest Water Safari machine, making his first start. Starting on row number 2, it'll be the 15 of Charles Hayes and Justin McDuff in the number 20. Row number 3, it'll be the 81 of James McIntyre. And starting alongside him, it'll be the 21 of Matt Huff. Starting shotgun to the field, it'll be the Colin Coolers 29, Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year candidate of Ira Kohlhaas. That's your 7-car field here as we get ready for heat race number 3. It'll be your final heat race here of the night. Couple strong contenders in this one. Keep an eye on Scott Austin. He had a good run last week from the Volusia Speedway. Kind of fell off towards the middle of that race, and then all of a sudden at the end of it found himself back up battling to stay inside the top 5. Gonna have to keep an eye on the 29 of Ira Kohlhaas, who starts out back here in his Colin Coolers machine for the Bohica Esports team. The all bucked up driver. See if he can work his way into a good starting spot for the A main event coming up just a little bit later as they work down the backstretch here. We're going to tighten them up this time by. It will be the green flag. 12 laps the distance for our final heat race of the night. iRacing Pace Truck will dive it to the inside. Here we go as the flagman has the green flag in the air. Green flag officially waving here for heat race number 3 for the Go Bowling 50 coming up a little bit later. As they battle down into turn number 1, Austin's going to roll the bottom, but Weatherby going to take the high side, and they are going to do the battle down the backstretch for your lead on lap number 1. As they enter 3, Weatherby goes up there. He's going to tap that cushion there with the right rear. He's going to get it wound up. Who will lead lap number 1? Well, that was too close for me to even call. It's going to be Weatherby leading lap 1, and he goes back to the top side in corner number 1. Out of turn 2 they come, and it's going to be Weatherby with a head of steam, so he will take the lead from Austin. Then that's McDuff, and then back here it's Kohlhaas, Haynes, and McIntyre battling for the 4th, 5th, and 6th position currently. There goes Ira Kohlhaas to the inside. It looks like Matt Huff back there running in the 7th position, having a little bit of troubles with his 21 machine. Kohlhaas going to take away that 4th spot there from Charlie. He's going to have to get back on the pedal with his dry D number 15 to see if he can get back to the 29 Colin Coolers driver, who now sets his eyes in front of him on the Arts Barber Shop number 20 of Justin McDuff as they go down into corner number 1. McDuff going to throw it in there. He's going to get a little more sideways than Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas is going to go up, still ride the top. He's going to jump over the cushion, exiting corner number 2. He's going to put the Colin Coolers 29 into the outside fence, but he keeps it straight. Just a little bit of wrinkled up body panels. That's not going to mean a whole lot here tonight. Back across the line they come. Nicholas Weatherby in his 289 machine right now finds himself out front and doing exactly what he needs in his first ever heat race here with the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series tonight, presented by the Upstate Racing League. All these drivers right now working themselves into a good rhythm here. Nobody really stepping over the line. Looking back off Nicholas Weatherby's 24 machine, back onto Scott Austin and the 7, the Austin Designs machine. Pretty sharp paint job tonight here on the Scott Austin number 7 as they come out of the corner. This time by, it's 6 laps to go, just like that. Heat race number 3. No side-by-side action right now on track. Your closest 2 drivers right here. The Arts Barber Shop 20 of Justin McDuff and the 29 Colin Cooler of Ira Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas right to the back tail lid there on the 20. Who is going to slip? This is the battle for the third spot. Your two closest drivers on track. It's the Arts Barbershop machine. The Call Coolers 29. Kohlhaas going to get right to the back bumper. He's going to ride the top side. What will he do down here in turn 1? It's 5 laps to go. Now it's 4 laps to go. This time by at the line. Oh, the Call Cooler machine going to get into the Arts Barbershop. Caution flag going to come out here at heat race number 3 when Ira Kohlhaas and Justin McDuff get together. McDuff going to go around after he jumped the cushion. We're going to have to go back and watch and see as the iRacing pace truck comes out here and tries to pick up the field. McDuff should be able to tag the rear of the field in his Ford Mustang. Let's go back here and see. Maybe we can go over top here. There you see the 20, the Art Barbershop, Justin McDuff, and the all bucked up Colin Coolers 29 of Kohlhaas. Looks like McDuff checked up a little more than Ira Kohlhaas was ready for, and then that's going to tangle those two drivers. They make the contact, and around goes McDuff. Looking off the back here of Justin McDuff, let's hear how he enters turn 1. Yeah, you heard how McDuff was off the throttle for a little while, and Kohlhaas was ready to get back into it and try and rip a good one down the backstretch up at the top of the lip. Unfortunately, both drivers going to come together. So that brings us to our first caution flag here in heat race number 3. It's still 4 laps to go. When we go back racing, it'll be 3 laps to go. And that Nicholas Weatherby, the Enchanted Forest Water Safari machine, will lead us back to green flag. So while we have a second here under this yellow flag, we got to thank everybody for tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network once again here tonight. Watching the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Upstate. Tonight, it's the Go Bowling 50. Looks like we're going to double them back up here, possibly get going next time by Nicholas Weatherby, Scott Austin, Charlie Hayes, James McIntyre, Justin McDuff, and Ira Kohlhaas. It looks like one driver has pulled down into the pit road, and that's going to be the 20 of Matthew Huft. He will try to give it another go in the main event here coming up in just a little bit. Single file restart here pending. iRacing pace truck going to dive it down here. Put 3 laps on the board, race fans. The shootout here before the main. Here comes Austin. He's going to go to the inside. He disappears for just a moment. Now he comes back. He's looking to the inside of Weatherby. Will he be able to clear Weatherby out of turn number 2? He will not, so they will drag race and do it again into 3. Weatherby to the outside. Austin to the inside. Slide job here by the 7 of Austin. He's going to get the outside momentum. Will Weatherby be able to cross him back? It's popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go this time by. Weatherby going to throw it in there. He's going to throw the slider in 1 and 2. Scott Austin ready for it. He slides back underneath. Now they will try to do it again. Austin gets back underneath and with the crossover into 3. Here comes Weatherby. Oh, he's going to make contact with the 7. Weatherby in the 24 makes contact with Scott Austin. It'll be 1 to go here in heat race number 3. Scott Austin now trying to rebound to see if he can get back to Weatherby here on the final lap. Everybody else is single filed out. It looks like Justin McDuff just took over the 4th position from James McIntyre, but this time by the last lap, it will be Nicholas Weatherby bringing us across the start-finish line here. He will win heat race number 3. Scott Austin is 2nd. Charlie Hayes is their 3rd. Justin McDuff is 4th. James McIntyre 5th. Ira Kohlhaas is 6th. And that's how they will round out your heat races here tonight. So as they have a 5-minute warm-up, we're going to take a quick break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to get our national anthem played, and Thank a couple of our sponsors out there tonight before we head into our main event tonight. It's the Go Bowling 50. It's the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series here, presented by the Upstate Racing League. Don't go anywhere, race fans. You're going to want to see the A main here tonight. It's 50 laps from the USA International Speedway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Bowling brings people together.
Right down the middle. You got it. Uh-oh. Good job.
Do what you can do, man.
Oh. Wait.
That's a strike right there. Connect with family and friends. Go bowling.
Welcome back here, race fans, into the USA International Speedway. We welcome you all in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network here on a Thursday night. You are watching the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series presented by the Upstate Racing League. These boys have about a minute left here in their warm-up session before we drop the green in the main event here tonight for the 50th lap Go Bowling main event. We got to thank everybody for tuning in all over the world. You know, in these harsh times right now, you know, with the pandemic going on, we hope all of our race fans, all of our drivers, owners, leagues, everybody just tuning in is well and safe. So right now, just taking a peek at it, heat race winners here tonight was Brian Hacker winning heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 went to Robbie Schaefer, and Nicholas Weatherby winning heat race number 3 here just a little bit ago. 6 cautions in the heat races all combined, bringing us to a little bit of a halt, but now it's just about time to go racing here at the USA International Speedway. Hacker won a little bit earlier tonight in the street stocks. He won last week when we were at the Volusia Speedway in your Pro Late Model Series, and he won again last week at Volusia in the street stocks also. So could he win 4 races on dirt to start the season? We will find out, because this is how everybody will line up here tonight. Here's your Upstate Racing starting lineup. Starting on the front row, it's going to look a lot like last week. It's going to be the number 11 of Brian Hacker. To his outside, it will be the 97 of Robbie Schaefer. Starting in row number 2, it'll be the driver making his first start. You saw him win heat race number 3. It'll be the 24 of Nicholas Weatherby. Al Smith Jr. is scheduled to start there in the 4th position in his Go Bowling 96 machine. Starting in row number 3, it'll be Brett Bartels in the Bartel Builders number 2, and Scott Austin in the Austin Designs number 7. Starting on row number 4, it'll be part of the Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year candidates. It'll be the 45 of Casey Beatty and the number 40 of Josiah Millen. Starting on row number 5, it'll be the 15 Dryden entry here of Charles Hayes and the Old Shed Tri-State Soft Wash Power Washers. Rookie of the Year candidate Brandon Massey. Row number 6, it'll be Finchy in the 926. And then it'll be the Arts Barber Shop, number 20 of Justin McDuff. Starting in row number 7, it'll be Jeremy Weatherby. Another one of those Rookie of the Years, and another one right next to him, the 41 of Paul LaCourte. Starting on row number 8, it'll be James McIntyre in the 81 machine. And then it's Brian Jones in the number 7. Starting in your 9th row, it'll be the driver of the 98 of Chris Stump and the Concoolers driver, Ira Kohlhaas. Starting on row number 10, it'll be Devin Johnson in the 83 machine. Then it's Stephen Murray in the 91. Starting back here, it's the 21 of Matt Huff and Andrew Plank in the 64 machine. And starting shotgun to the field, it'll be the number 4 of AJ Childs. 50 laps gonna be the distance here in your Go Bowling main event tonight. It'll be Hacker and Schaefer on the front row, leading us into turn number 1 when the green flag drops here tonight. iRacing pace truck lights are off. It will head to pit road this time by, and we will get things turned up and ready to go. Pace truck is down on the way. A main 50 laps for the Go Bowling 50 tonight here at the USA International Speedway, and we are racing into turn number 1. Schaefer going to go to the outside. He is going to see if he can find some grip, but it is Hacker, the catfish man himself, down to the bottom like always. Hacker will lead him into turn number 3 for the first time here tonight. As Hacker leads him into 3, he's going to lead him out of 4 as Millen's trying to go up to the outside. One up and over in the back of the field. It'll be Murray. Murray is up and over in his orange number 91. The 64 of Andrew Plank also wrapped up in this one, and I think Paul LaCourte also may have had a little bit to do with this one. So 1 lap in the books, 1 caution flag here in your A main tonight. Now let's take a second here and see what we can find on this replay. This is them coming out of turn number 2. We are watching the 91 of Stephen Murray. It's the all-orange car to the outside. Let's see what happens to Murray down here. Oh, he gets a little help by the 64 there of Andrew Plank. Going to make the contact with Murray, and Paul LaCourte nowhere to go as he gets wrapped up in this one. So that brings us to a halt here in the early going. Give it another watch back. Let's see where Paul LaCourte actually winds up in all of this. You see the contact just in front of him. He tries to go to the inside of the 64, and that's where he makes the contact and gets involved in this one. All drivers were able to carry on here at the USA International Speedway here, as it's still going to be a long one here tonight. 1 down pit road here in the early going. It will be the driver of the 91 of Murray. So right now, Hacker right now is picking up right where he left off, not only in the heat race, but even last week from Volusia. The man has had the hot shoes so far. Will he be able to carry it all night long? So it's Hacker, Weatherby, Bartel, Schaefer, and Smith, your top 5 drivers here. As the iRacing pace truck lights will go out here as we ride on board with Brian Hacker. It'll be a single file restart here on lap number 5 for your A main event. Doesn't look like right now Stephen Murray has been able to bring his 91 machine back out onto the track, but James McIntyre and Matt Huff have not turned a lap here in the A main event tonight. They are sitting 22nd and 23rd. iRacing pace truck down and away. That means the green flag is about to come back out here at the USA Speedway as we are racing once again. Scott Austin looks to make an inside move here on Al Smith. Austin not afraid to go down and ride the bottom lane here. Millen's all out of shape towards mid-pack. He's going to slow him up, but they will stay racing. Nobody making contact, but Millen crossing himself up, goes from the 7th position back to the 9th spot right now here as they work out of turn 4. A lap going to be in the book. First green flag lap tonight as Millen still trying to hang on here as Hayes going to go to the outside in his dry D number 15. He will pick up the 9th position from Millen. Right behind Millen, it's that 9 there of Jones. He's working against Frenchie. The 9 going to go down and ride the bottom, but he's got the McDuff entry, the Arts Barbershop machine down there trying to roll the bottom himself. Millen going to roll the top side, and Millen will take over the 10th position, or take it back at least. Somebody up into the outside wall, that's Casey Beatty in the DC Shoe Monster Energy drink entry. Right now, nothing has changed at the front. It is still Brian Hacker rolling the bottom and Nicholas Weatherby up there ripping the lip. And then it's Brett Bartels, Robbie Schaefer, and Scott Alston has moved his way inside the top 5 as Al Smith has dropped back to 6th. That Alston Designs machine, number 7, trying to bring himself to the front here. Scott Alston came into the night running 4th in your points championship hunt, running down a couple of the drivers that are out in front of him. He's trying to catch Hacker and Schaefer. McDuff, who finished 3rd last week, a little bit farther back into the field. He runs in the 12th position currently. 11th position now, as it is a 4-car breakaway at the front. It's Hacker, Weatherby, Bartel, and Schaefer. Alston right there, the 5th car in line. He is the 5th of that group. A little bit farther back here, you're looking at Al Smith running in the 6th position. It's Beatty right behind him with Massey and Hayes. Millen also right there, that group, caution flag waving. 2 drivers turn around at the back stretch here. It looks like it's the 98 of Chris Stump and the 41 of Paul LaCourte. Paul's going to try and right the ship here and get the 41 turned back around, and he'll tag, or try to tag, the rear of this field. Have to go back here on our Turn 3 Racing replay. Let's go from the box and see what happened as these 2 drivers were battling, I believe, right at the tail of the field. They were battling for that 17th position. Oh, LaCourte goes up the track, throws a little bit of a slider there on Stump, and Stump's going to come, and oh, they just make the contact there out of Turn 2. Nowhere for those drivers to really go as LaCourte was a little bit sideways. Stump made the contact to the inside, and now it looks like Chris Stump will actually exit stage left here tonight. So it's an early exit for Stump. As we work number 11 here under our 2nd caution flag of the night. Hacker right now finds his Speed 51 Western Super Series machine out front here at the USA International Speedway. Well, what do you say, race fans? Who do you got? Is it Hacker? Will he be able to call it? I guess we'll call it a 4-peat. Really, if he could do it here tonight, once again. Or how about Nicholas Weatherby, the driver of the 24 or the 298, whichever one, race fans, you would like to call him here tonight. He is a brand new driver to the Brett Bartels. Or sorry, the Bartel Builders. I keep wanting to say Brett Bartels. Well, that's because the number 2 of Brett Bartels on the side of that, you do see the Bartel Builders. But Weatherby trying to find his home here if he could punch his ticket into victory lane tonight. I know a lot of Nicholas Weatherby fans out there, the Enchanted Forest Water Safari, Mesquite and Associates entry tonight here into the USA Speedway. Right now, he'll restart on the outside there, right where he wants to be. He is not afraid to go up there and lay that car up against the fence line, unlike Hacker, who really likes to dig down low. As they double him up here, we'll go back to green flag racing in turn number 1. Hacker out of Chicago, Illinois will bring us to the green flag as the iRacing pace truck is down and away. The green flag is back in the air. They will race down into turn number 1. And Hacker will go to the bottom. Oh, him and Schaefer going to make contact. Couple of them going around here. The yellow will fly. It looks like the 7 of Scott Austin going to go for a ride. Millen is involved in this one. The 83 of Devin Johnson is also involved in this one. This will bring out the 3rd caution flag here of the night. As it all started with the 7 of Scott Austin going a little bit sideways at the front of the field. Will slow us to another halt here tonight. Let's watch it back from the exact restart here from our cameras and watch. Everybody was sideways in turns 1 and 2, and it kind of just stacked them all up. This is the replay here on lap number 14. As they enter, you see everybody check up, and the 7 and the 96 make contact. That's going to send the 7 up on top of, I believe that was the 65 of Brandon Massey. Scott able to turn the car around, but a lot of other drivers. Cole Haas is involved. Lincourt back here is involved. I believe Murray, Finchy. All drivers involved. We'll see if we can throw it back again. As you see, it's already happened. That we're just going to have to rewind her just a little bit more. On board with Scott Austin. He didn't even know what was happening behind him, because as soon as that car let down onto the ground, he put his foot back into it and drove it away. It's a pretty tore up number 7 machine. We're going to have to see how much damage is actually done to him if he's going to be able to carry on here at the USA Speedway tonight. Out front, though, it is still Hacker. Lincourt going to get a lap back. So he will tag the field. He was running currently in that 18th position. It looks like we have 19 drivers still out there. Andrew Plank and Chris Stump have retired here tonight. But it does look like the iRacing pace truck lights will go out, so it'll be next time by here for Hacker and Weatherby, Schaefer, Bartels as they go into the single file formation. Here it is. Green flag is waving just like that. It'll be 17 laps in the books here as they head into turn number 1. Hacker going to go right back down to the bottom as everybody's trying to fan out here out of turn number 2. A good restart here by Hacker and Weatherby. Weatherby not going to let Hacker really get away, as I believe they are 3 wide, a little bit farther back in the field. I believe that's right around Devin Johnson, Casey Beebe. Scott Austin is back here. Ira Kolas, Josiah Millen. Couple drivers doing the dance a little bit farther back in the field. It's the 83 of Johnson trying to get busy with his craft car. '83 of Johnson going to work the bottom here to try and get around Brian Jones for that 10th position. Jones is out to the outside. Everybody making contact, scraping up the right sides of their cars here. Out front, it is still Hacker, and he has actually pulled out to about a half-second lead currently over Nicholas Weatherby. Caution flag going to fly as Brian Jones is on his lid on the backstretch. So that'll bring the iRacing pace truck back out here as Brian Jones will have to take his car to pit road. Let's see what happened to the driver of the 9. Riding the high side is the 9. He's working to the outside there, the 83 of Johnson. Out of turn number 2, I believe, is the problem spot here for the 9. He gets up there, he jumps the cushion, rides that outside wall, and oh, the car's going to go up. Nowhere for Beatty to go, and Beatty's going to just flip over the 9, and the 9's going to come to the rest on the back straightaway. See if we go on board with the 9 of Brian Jones. Not always exactly what you want to see when you're sitting in the car when it comes to a complete stop and you're on your lid. So as we work the caution before the halfway point here tonight, we got to thank everybody for tuning in again. We also got to thank Go Bowling for sponsoring tonight's race here from the USA International Speedway. It's the Go Bowling 50. Go Bowling, they are here to inspire and connect people to have fun with a bowling. That's exactly what everybody's going to do once the sanctions are all lifted across the world. They're definitely going to be headed out to their bowling alleys to have a little family fun. Just like everybody's here tonight having a little bit of family fun watching the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series here tonight, presented by the Upstate Racing League. So it looks like the 91 of Steve Murray will get his lap back. Right now he is 8 laps down as Brian Jones is on pit road. He's still trying to tow the number 9 back to his pit stall to see if he can re-enter tonight's event. No quick repairs, but they can get the damage fixed and back out on track. iRacing Pace Truck about to peel off here. 27 laps to go here in the A main event. Into turn 1 they come. It's Hacker. It's Weatherby. Here comes Brett Bartels. Is the caution flag going to fly again? It's Jeremy Weatherby this time in the Water Safari machine. He's going to bring the caution flag out. So he'll tag the rear of the field as he gets his Water Safari machine turned back around. And we will have to rewind the tape here and see what happened on this restart to Jeremy Weatherby. He was scheduled to restart in the 10th position. Actually restarts 9th here. Let's see. There he is. The 289 of Weatherby goes down here into the corner. Oh, it looks like he just loses it, and around goes the 289 machine. And that's going to bring out this other caution. Just a solo spin by Jeremy Weatherby. So Weatherby will right the ship. He will tag the rear here. Currently shown in that 17th position on track. Just over the halfway point here tonight. The halfway point brought to you by Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker enables you to feel the excitement, the impact of live sporting events broadcasted along with the sound and video. So right now, if Jeremy Weatherby would have had a butt kicker, it would have kicked him right in the butt. He would have been able to feel that car lose control down there into the corner. It would have heard a thud as it went around. It looks like the 91 of Murray going to get waved around here again, so that's another lap back for the driver of the 91. The iRacing Pace truck lights just like that will go out here at the USA International Speedway for your Go Bowling 50. Halfway home in this one. Hacker, Bartels, Nicholas Weatherby, Al Smith, Robbie Schaefer, right now your top 5 as we get ready to restart here with 23 laps to go. Green flag is waving and Hacker's back to the throttle. And he's not going to have a challenger down into turn number 1, but Robbie Schaefer is going to have somebody knocking on his back door. That's the 20 of Justin McDuff. As the Arts Barbershop 20 going to roll the bottom, see if he can get around them. Here comes Al Smith in the Go Bowling 96. He'll work to the inside here on Nicholas Weatherby to see if he can take away the 3rd position. Weatherby going to go up. He's going to jump the cushion a little bit, but he's going to hammer back down. He's going to hit the cushion off the corner, and he's going to get a good launch down the front straightaway. Smith's going to ride the middle, but that's the slick stuff right now here at USA, and he's going to lose a bunch of ground. Here comes Robbie Schaefer knocking on the door here to take back the 4th position. Schaefer's going to go down to the bottom. Will he slide up in front of Smith? He will just roll the bottom as Smith's going to give him the position. Smith's going to be boxed in here. What will he do down into turn number 1, though? Smith will go back to the bottom. He follows right in line between Weatherby and Schaefer there. The Gold Bowling Machine going to lose a position, go to 5th. Right now, it's Hacker, Bartels, Nicholas Weatherby, Robbie Schaefer, and Al Smith. You see them all right here in your camera shot doing the battle for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th position, because you can count Justin McDuff. He's looking to the inside here on Al Smith. He is not going to be able to get it done out of turn number 4. Robbie Schaefer now is going to look to the inside. He's going to go catfishing down low. As he goes catfishing down low, he'll clear the Weatherby Machine by the time they come out of turn number 2, and they will go single file down into turn number 3. One driver up against the top fence there. That's Beatty. He is right now running in the 8th position. Brandon Massey also going to roll the top shelf there out of turn 4. He was up against the wall. Scott Austin sitting there in the 10th position in his number 7. A lot of damage trying to work his way back up. Oh, somebody going to jump the fence to the outside there. I believe that's Richard in the 926 machine. That's going to put Cole Haas, and I believe that's Johnson down to the inside. They will try to work their way around the driver of the 926 machine. 926 and the 29 of Cole Haas going to make a little contact there. Cole Haas is going to have to retreat for the moment. Here comes, though, Devin Johnson just out in front of him. He's trying to get around Brandon Massey to the outside. He's not going to be able to slide up there. Caution flag going to wave as Charles in the 15 has turned the Dryden number 15 around. With 18 laps to go, brings out the yellow flag once again, racing to the hole. So we'll have to rewind the tape here once again to see what happened to Hayes in the 15. He was battling with Justin McDuff for that 7th spot as they were all trying to work around Nicholas Weatherby. Everything looks pretty good right there for the driver of the Dryden 15. Oh, Al Smith gets a little sideways in his goal bowling, and then, oh, the Arts Barbershop machine of McDuff. And the 15 of Charles will end up making contact, and then Justin McDuff drives off into the sunset. A little bit of damage, but the car looking pretty good. See if we can rewind it back, go on board here with Justin McDuff. There you see the 15 behind him. And right there, they all just kind of come together as the cars were a little squirrely coming out of turn number 2. So as we work the 5th caution here of your A main event tonight for the Go Bowling 50. Just taking a quick peek to see who's still left out there. Brian Jones is down on pit road once again with his number 9 machine. Steve Murray got another lap back. He is currently sitting 6 laps down as the field doubles him up here with 15 to go. Right now it is Hacker, Bartels, Schaefer, Weatherby. Then it is Smith and Beatty, McDuff, and then Austin. Austin climbing back through the field. A couple of these yellow flags are doing him some favors as he's able to catch back up, picks a couple off, catches back up, picks a couple off. Now finds himself in the 7 machine running in the 8th spot. iRacing Pace Truck looking to dive down as this track is very rubbered up and slick here at the USA International Speedway. 14 laps to go, going to be the distance here. Green flag is waving, and Hacker's going to get a really good start down into turn number 1, and everybody going to fan out. Bartel's going to go to the outside. Schaefer's going to rip the bottom. He's going to bring Smith along with him. Here comes Robbie Schaefer down to the inside. As somebody's up into the catch fence there, I believe that's the 45. 45 of Beatty was into the catch fence. He was able to keep it up there, though, and he kept it rolling. He is trying to ride the cushion up there, but jumping over it just a little bit. At the front of the field with 12 laps to go, this time by it will be Hacker, Schaefer, Brett Bartels, Al Smith Jr. is right there, and here comes back the driver of the 24, Nicholas Weatherby. Weatherby going to fall back to the 5th position as Smith slides into P number 3, and the yellow flag is going to fly. The 83. The Craft Fitness Craft Cars machine of Devin Johnson. Going to bring out the 6th caution here tonight in your Go Bowling 50. Just a little over the 10 laps to go. We'll have to throw her back here on our Turn 3 Racing replay once again and see what happened to Johnson in this 83. He's back there battling just outside the top 10. You see Paul LaCourte in front of him. Charles in the 15 back there, the Dryden machine. What happens? Oh, 2 drivers making contact back there. LaCourte. And then right up into the catch fence and nowhere for a couple of these drivers to go. They make contact down into turn number 1. We'll have to throw it back. I think we might have an onboard camera shot here with the driver of the Colin Cooler, Ira Kohlhaas. Here is the nose camera we have mounted on the right-hand side of the Colin Cooler 29 of Kohlhaas. You see all the action. Just the slightest contact there from Kohlhaas to Johnson, and it's going to take Johnson around into the outside fence, but he will be able to go ahead and carry on. So now we have 10 laps to go in your A main event here tonight. Hacker, Schaefer, Smith, Bartels, Nicholas Weatherby, your top 5. Then it's Justin McDuff, Casey Beatty, Scott Alston, Josiah Millen, Richard Finch. We keep calling him Finch, but it's really French. But race fans, he's got a nickname. What can I say? LaCourte sitting there 11th. Hayes is 12th. Kohlhaas is 13th. Massey is 14th. Jeremy Weatherby is running in the 15th position. AJ Childs back there running 16th. So it'll be 8-lap shootout here to finish this one out. Hacker and Schaefer will do the tango down into turn number 1. The Speed 51 Western Super Series number 11 entry here of Hacker tonight has been able to lead all 41 laps here tonight. He has got the jump every time. Will he get the jump, though, this time when we go back to racing? 8 laps to go as the iRacing pace truck is down on the way. Green flag in the hand of the flag man. Here we go, back green flag racing in your Go Bowling 50. Down into turn 1, and it's all Hacker down to the inside as somebody is sideways. That is Austin back there in the 7. He's going to be able to hang on, but he's going to lose a bunch of positions. Hacker out front here. This time by it'll be 7 laps to go when they come back across the start-finish line. It's Hacker, Smith, and Smith, your top 3 drivers here. Smith working down to the inside. Does he have anything, though, for Robbie Schaefer? Can he go run down Brian Hacker? It's the Go Bowling entry of Al Smith. Working the bottom, putting Schaefer up top. Out of turn number 4 they come. Will Smith be able to put the power down? He's going to get to the line first, but will he be able to clear the 97? Schaefer's going to scrape the wall going into turn number 2. Schaefer right up against the outside cushion there. He's going to get a good run. Now he's going to see if he can clear Smith down the backstretch. He will. Robbie Schaefer will take his machine into the 2nd position, and then he goes down and takes away Al Smith's line. Smith will have to fall into that 3rd position. Oh, contact, Brett Bartels. Bartels and Weatherby going to make contact. The yellow flag will come out once again. Nicholas Weatherby making contact with Brett Bartels. With 6 laps to go, will bring us to a halt. I believe this might take us into overtime here at the USA International Speedway. Nicholas Weatherby is able to turn the 980 or the 289 around. We'll have to see. Let's see if we can focus our box on these two. It happens next time by as they are battling for that 4th and 5th position. Weatherby there in the green machine, and then Bartels there in the red and white car. Bartels, gonna tail slap him out of 4 into the outside wall. Beatty nowhere to go. And then gets Nicholas Weatherby got ran over, I believe. The other Weatherby coming in there making contact. But I believe that might have been the 926, who actually came in with the little bit of a late contact. Let's go back and let's ride on board. You're riding on board with the driver of the 926 of Richard French. There you see the accident, the contact up front. So that incident will bring out our caution flag. Let's watch it back once again here. See the contact there out of 4. See Beatty come on in there and a little more contact. And then a little love tap there, a little Weatherby love tap. So it actually looks like iRacing pace truck lights are off. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout here to figure out who's going to win this. Al Smith will start on the front row to the outside of Brian Hacker. I don't know about you race fans, but a 1-lap shootout really gets me pumped up here, and especially for the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series here tonight, presented by the Upstate Racing League in your Go Bowling 50-lap A main event. Smith going to go up there and try and run the high line. When will Hacker elect to hit the gas here? iRacing pace truck down of the way. There goes Hacker. There goes Smith. Hacker's going to get a great start. But what will happen down here into turn 1? Robbie Schaefer going to go to the bottom here of the 97. Smith's going to try to run the middle groove. It'll be 1 lap to go here, presented by GoBowling.com. Couple of them turned around in the back court there, but we're going to keep it paced right here on your leaders. Hacker going to lead them out of turn number 4. He's going to win your Go Bowling 50. The battle is going to be for the final spot on the podium, and it's going to be Schaefer. And then Brett Bartel's coming across the line there in third. Al Smith's going to go from 2nd to 4th on the final lap, just missing out on a podium finish. Justin McDuff is 5th. Ira Kohlhaas is 6th. Casey Beatty is 7th. Josiah Millen is 8th. Richard French is 9th, and Brandon Massey rounds out the top 10. Nicholas Weatherby comes back for an 11th place finish. A.J. Childs is 12th. Jeremy Weatherby is 13th. Charles Hayes will be the 14th position. Scott Austin is 15th. Paul LaCourte there in 16th. Devin Johnson is 17th. 18th goes to Stephen Murray. 19th is Brian Jones. Chris Stump is 20th. Andrew Plank is 21st. James McIntyre is 22nd. And Matt Huff is your 23rd finisher here tonight. As Brian Hacker pulls her into victory lane, we're going to step away for just a moment, race fans, and we'll be back here with your post-race show for your Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series tonight, presented by the Upstate Racing League for the Go Bowling 50-lap main event. Welcome back here, race fans, to the USA International Speedway. I've caught up with a couple of your drivers here on your podium tonight. I've caught up with your winner of Brian Hacker, and race fans, it's not been 1 tonight. It wasn't 1 last week. It was 2 last week, and Brian, once again, it's going to be 2 podium finishes here at the USA International Speedway.
Yeah, it's been a good night overall. Good week last week, good start to the season. I got to find that lucky rabbit's foot. It's hiding somewhere, and see if I can maybe pass it around. I've had some really good luck this year so far too. But it was either become a professional hand model or do iRacing, and I chose the latter, and so far it's worked out.
Yeah, last week when we spoke to you here in Victory Lane, you said you were not a dirt racer. I'm starting to think that you're hiding your cards a little bit.
Wish I could say I was as good of an asphalt racer as I am on dirt. I'm actually a better dirt racer than I am asphalt, but I didn't start running these things until a little while ago. I've gotten better over the years, but guys like Robbie Schaefer were kicking me up and down last season, and I took it upon myself. I wanted to get better on dirt, and I actually enjoyed the dirt side, I think, more than asphalt now, so it's paid off.
Yeah, a lot of good racing on dirt, and you're going to do it here once again at the USA International Speedway. That's 2 back-to-back wins, but how do you actually feel when we head to Lanier? Will you be able to make it 3 in a row over these strong competitors here?
I didn't think I'd be able to do this at USA. I actually despise this track. I don't like this track at all, and Lanier's my favorite track, so I'm feeling pretty good going into Lanier next week. I'm usually pretty quick there.
Well, once again, Brian, congratulations, and we're going to roll the red carpet out for you once again. 2 wins here at the USA International Speedway. Who you got to thank for parking this number 11 here in Victory Lane once again?
Yeah, of course. Narrative Coffee, Richard Orr, been a big supporter. Al Smith for putting this thing on. He does a really great job with this league and the Asphalt League. You for doing these things. We really appreciate you spending your Thursday nights with us. And tonight might have been a little boring. There's a lot of cautions, but we appreciate what you do. A shout out to my friends and family watching out there. I got a couple big bald gorillas watching like I do each and every week, so glad to have them. Danielle O'Connell, huge supporter, probably going to be running for Congress or something like that here pretty soon. Pretty cool. Go vote for her. But other than that, yeah, we're doing well.
I do resent the big bald gorilla comment. You got a beautiful head here too, myself.
That's all right. Yeah, I just got to get in my shots while I can. They're bigger than me and they're stronger than me. So if I saw them in real life, they'd probably kick my ass. But that's all right.
Well, there you heard it from the man that's afraid of a gorilla. It's the Speed 51 Western Super Series number 11 here of Brian Hacker, picking up his 2nd win of the year, just like that right here from your USA International Speedway for your Go Bowling 50. That was your Bartel Builders Victory Lane. I also have caught up with your 2nd place finisher. It's your GoBowling.com 2nd place finisher. It's Robbie Schaefer out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Robbie, it's another podium finish. It's 1 place better than last week, but it's not P number 1 here.
Yeah, Brian is just really good right now, but my wife made some chicken fingers for dinner, and my hands were real greasy, so I almost spun the car out going into turn 1 on the first lap there, and kind of had to fight back, and didn't even get back up to 2nd until the last lap there, so couldn't really see if we had anything for him, but I'll blame my wife for that one.
Well, you do know, 15 minutes down the road, you could have delivered some chicken fingers to me. I'm not opposed to eating some good food myself, so thanks for the offer. But yeah, tell us about tonight. It was a little bit hectic out there on track. You got into a couple of drivers, they got into you, and all heck kind of broke loose out there.
Yeah, it's so slick out there from top to bottom. So and you get so much speed down the straightaways. I got into Brian there one time, just driving into the turn too hard, and a real tough track tonight. I think that showed.
Yeah, but all in all, tonight's going to be another good points night for you. Actually, I believe you finished, now that I re-look at my standings from last week, I believe it was a 2nd place finish, so 2 back-to-back 2nd place finishes to start the year isn't that bad. You heard us talk to Hacker here a moment ago and ask him what he thought of Lanier. How do you feel heading from this big, long, wide-open track over to Lanier?
I'm not really sure. I usually like the bigger tracks better, but Lanier's kind of in between. It's a really wide, racy track, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's next week. But, Rob, before we let you go here, celebrate and maybe go eat some more chicken fingers without a bunch of the other guys here, who do you got to thank for parking this 97 here in second place once again.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Full Moon Garage and Surf Shop. Thank Go Bowling for sponsoring the night, and Bartel Builders for the series. Another fun race. Want to give a shout out to Al too. He had a really good run there. Probably would have had second if that last caution didn't come out. It's really hard to restart on the outside.
Well, there you heard it from the driver out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania, Robbie Schaefer, going to come home once again here in the second position. And another good run by this man. It's the number 2 of Brett Bartels. He is your butt kicker post-race interview for the third place. I can't act like Brett. We don't have him here, but he brought the Bartel Builders number 2 machine into a third place finish. So another good, strong run for Brett Bartels here tonight. But the man who was able to really do the dance and do it correctly was the number 11 of Brian Hacker. He has been dominating everything so far this year. Not only right here in the Pro Late Model Series, he's also been able to dominate the Street Stock Series. Tonight, once again, leading every lap here at the USA International Speedway. So just a dominating fashion to start the year for the driver of the 11. See if he can carry that into Lanier next week. You'll be able to catch next week's race right here on your Turn 3 Racing Network. Same time, right around the, we'll call it 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, as the races got pushed back just a little bit so we can get the full length of the Street Stocks race in. That happens right here before your Pro Late Model Series. So we got to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, watching your Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series presented by the Upstate Racing League. It was the Go Bowling 50-lap main event, and Hacker led them all. But off to the Lanier Speedway next week for the Danny Dubuque 61 Memorial Race, presented by Butt Kicker, coming up next week. But from all of us here at the Upstate Racing League and the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope all is well and everybody stays safe out there during these uncertain times that's going on all around the world. We hope everybody is well, and we hope to see you next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.